So hello friends, welcome back to our channel Exam Buddy. Now let's do our assignment for Cloud Computing Week 2nd Assignment 2nd. So the first question is Para-virtualization is best described as, so these are the option: running an unmodified guest OS on top of hypervisor with full CPU wrapping, modifying the guest OS to use hypervisor aware interfaces for certain privileged operations, emulating hardware in software so guests don't need any changes, running containers that share the host kernel. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says para-virtualization guest OS is modified and thus run kernel level operations at ring 1 or 3. Guest operating system uses a specialized API to talk to the VMM and in this way execute the privileged instructions. So the answer of our first question is B. Modifying the guest OS to use hypervisor aware interfaces for certain privileged operations. And now let's go to our question number 2. Which statement about a community cloud is most accurate? So these are the options: owned and operated by a single organization for its exclusive use, shared infrastructure among several organizations with similar compliance regulatory needs, a public cloud account with extra IAM roles, always the most cost effective option for small startups. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says community cloud. Cloud infrastructure is provisioned for exclusive use by a specific community of consumers from organizations that have shared concerns, example mission, security requirements, policy and compliance consideration. So the answer of our second question is B. Shared infrastructure among several organizations with similar compliances regulatory needs. And now let's go to our question number 3. When an organization considers using an outsourced private cloud, that is, a private cloud hosted, operated by a third party, which of the following should be explicitly considered? So these are the option: network dependency and SLAs, risk from multi-tenancy, co-residency, legal regulatory compliance implications of where data is hosted, only first and second only, first and third only, first, second and third. So the answer of our third question is D, first, second and third. And now let's go to our question number 4. When processing very large XML files in a memory constrained environment and where the applications needs explicit control over the parsing flow, which XML parser API is most appropriate? So these are the option: DOM, load the entire XML document into memory as a tree structure; SAX, push-based, event-driven parsing with minimal memory usage but limited control; STAX, pull-based, event-driven parsing offering low memory usage with explicit control. All are equally suitable depending on developer preference. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says XML processing SAX. So advantages: simple to use, very fast, not doing very much before you get the tags and data. Low memory footprint, does not read an XML document entirely into memory. So the answer of our fourth question is B. SAX push based event driven parsing with minimal memory usage but limited control. And now let's go to our question number 5. A hypervisor with hardware assisted virtualization so 40% CPU usage while VMs report only 15% utilization. What explains the 25% gap? So these are the options. The hypervisor is not using hardware extension, it's relying on binary translation, context switching, memory management, and I/O emulation overhead, normal in virtualized environments. Unmodified OS cannot fully utilize hardware virtualization. This indicates efficient resource overcommitment. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says hardware assisted virtualization. BMM uses processor extension such as Intel, VT or AMDV to intercept and emulate privileged operations in the guest. Hardware assisted virtualization removes many of the problems that make writing a VMM a challenge. So the answer of our fifth question is B. Context switching, memory management, and IO emulation overhead, normal in virtualized environments. And now let's go to our question number 6. Which statement clarifies hypervisor, virtual machine monitor, and cluster managers. So these are the options. All four terms are synonyms. Hypervisor and virtual machine monitor are synonyms. Virtual machine manager adds orchestration. Cluster managers manages physical machines. Hypervisor equal to type 1 only. Virtual machine monitor equal to type 2 only. They refer to different layer in a multi-tier virtualization stack. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says hypervisor or virtual machine monitor. A hypervisor or virtual machine monitor runs the guest OS directly on the CPU. So the answer of our sixth question is B. And now let's go to our question number 7. Speed and flexibility are disadvantages of para-virtualization, true or false? So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says hardware assisted virtualization, cons, speed and flexibility. So the answer for our seventh question is B. False. And now let's go to our question number 8. Which mechanism was specifically designed as a registry discovery approach for web services? So these are the options: SMS, HTTP as a generic transfer protocol, SMTP, UDDI, Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. So now let's check the explanation. So explanation says UDDI, Universal Description, Discovery and Integration specification, a mechanism to register and locate WS based applications. So the answer of our eighth question is D. UDDI, Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. And now let's go to our question number 9. Which of the following problems are effectively addressed by traditional web services and which are not? So these are the options: passing through firewalls using standard HTTP/HTTPS, enabling interoperability across different programming languages and operating systems, ultra low latency, real time inter service communication, service discovery through registries like UTDI. Only first and second are addressed. First, second, and fourth are addressed. Third is not addressed. Only second is addressed. All are addressed. So the answer for our ninth question is B. First, second, and fourth are addressed. Third is not addressed. And now let's go to our question number 10. Service-oriented architecture SOA models relationships primarily among. So these are the options: two entities, a service provider and a requester only. Two entities, a service provider and a broker only. Three entities, a service provider, a service requester, and a broker registry. Three entities, a service provider, a service requester, and a hypervisor. So the answer for our 10th question is C. Three entities: a service provider, a service requester, and a broker registry. Now submit your answer. So friends, if you want more assignment answer in future, so you have to do one thing. You have to subscribe our channel. So thank you friends for watching our video.